Oh, there's Jackal. No Gregg Giuffria, no House of Lords.
Yeah, same with David Glenn Isley. No David Glenn Isley, no House of Lords.
Right.
Didn't he sing on the first record?
I think so.
Yeah, so this guy's a fucking poser.
Yeah.
It's James Christian. Fucking poser.
Yeah.
Fake band.
Yeah, no Tommy Aldridge, no House of Lords.
That's right.
Yeah. No Gregg Giuffria, no Giuffria.
There is a dude. There's a Giuffria. There's a show being announced as something of Giuffria.
Oh, so just one of the guys from the band?
No, it's all the guys except Gregg Giuffria.
But they're calling themselves Giuffria?
Yes. How do you do that?
I don't know.
I forget. Let me look, because I saw it the other day and I was like, holy fuck, Giuffria returned. And I would see that. And I was seeing if it was close, but it's not. It's like in Sweden or somewhere.
All right.
Giuffria live show 2000.
And everybody except Gregg Giuffria, but they're calling themselves Giuffria.
Yeah, it's let's see, Giuffria. It was revealed in April 2015 that Giuffria, featuring David Glenn Isley, Craig Goldie, and our buddy Krieger, would be part of the Rockingham lineup for Nottingham's Rock City, October 23rd through the 25th.
Okay.
Giuffria will support headline act Dokken on the Sunday.
Okay.
So there you go. You can see Giuffria. And they list the members as David Glenn Isley, Craig Goldie, and Alan Krieger.
Uh-huh.
And the past members, first guy, Gregg Giuffria.
Hey, we're going to have Dokken without Don Dokken.
Yeah.
It's called Tooth and Nail.
John Levin's Dokken.
Yeah.
It's John Levin, Mark Bowles, and Mick Brown. It's a trio with Bowles singing.
Exactly.
That's perfect. How do you do a band by the namesake?
Yeah.
Van Halen without any of the Van Halens in the band.
Exactly.
It's just David Lee Roth and some other guys.
Yeah, it's David Lee Roth's Van Halen.
Right. The hell? Let's face it. Yeah, he's a keyboard player and you can replace that guy, but dude, the band is called Giuffria.
Right.
You can't replace Gregg Giuffria from Giuffria.
Right.
It's just not doable. Dumbass fucking idea.
That's funny.
I'd go see it though. I loved Giuffria back in the day.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, as you said, the whole keyboard guy, I mean, you could fit anybody in there.
Yeah, I mean, nobody would know the difference. You could just put a fucking bad 80s wig on a guy and say that's Gregg Giuffria.
Sure.
Know.
Or you could get our you could get our good friend Ole Olsen.
Yeah. Yeah, put down your drumsticks, Ole, and stop learning about keyboard players.
Right.
Actually be one for a change.
Exactly.
One of the all-time bits.
Yeah, that's funny. It's funny we came up with like 30 keyboardists.
And we were naming all these fucking ridiculous ones. Oh, yeah, he was the guy from Kajagoogoo.
Man, I never heard of that guy, but I'm going to look him up.
Yeah.
I'm going to look him up.
Well, the funny part was that he said he was a keyboard aficionado, and that meant that he knew, like, John Lord. You know, he knew, like, the most famous keyboardists, and that's it. You know, didn't he not even know, he didn't even know, what's his name? Derek Sherinian.
Yeah, Derek Sherinian.
Yeah, he didn't know who that was.
Yeah, we started it off with him.
Yeah, and he was like, who? We're like, yeah, Dream Theater? Oh, yeah, him.
Billy Idol.
Yeah, he didn't know. But that was but he did claim he was an aficionado.
Yeah.
And then we took him to school.
Yeah, he meant 70s aficionado.
No, he meant he knew 3 guys. That's what he meant.
And then we were throwing like Jimmy Greenspoon from Three Dog Night and right. Robert Lamb from Chicago. And
he didn't know any of them.
He's just like,
yeah. Who?
Yeah, I think I know that guy.
You guys are making me feel stupid, but I love it.
I love it. Bring me more.
Bring me more. I like looking like a total tool.
He was a nice enough guy, though.
He is a nice guy, a great guy, but I felt bad that we were tooling him like that, but he opened it. He opened that door. What are we supposed to do? Yeah. Not?
Yep.
You know, we have to beat him up when he opens the door like that.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, well, Mr. Aiken, I know that you've been locked away in your office for a couple days now.
I have.
And what exactly have you been doing there at that Pinball Hall of Fame, locked in the office?
A lot of marketing stuff. Had quite a few meetings this week. Had a corporate sponsorship meeting this week, and a lot of boring stuff, really. Marketing. We had our first room rental yesterday for a private party, so I had to be here to make sure that all went well. And then today I just hung out because I wanted to see how the holiday would do, and it did well. So, and tomorrow I'll go back home.
All right, excellent.
So, but yeah, I mean, just regular old work. I mean, I could bore you with the details of, well, then I did this, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, but I know that you've just been spending the last 3 days down there.
Yeah, I've been here for 3 days. Truthfully, it's been about 50-50 between my IT business and this business. Right. I spent a lot of time today talking to our good friend Veronica, finalizing her website, which launches on Tuesday.
Sure.
And, you know how it goes with Veronica. For Veronica, you call to talk about one thing, and an hour and a half goes by.
Sure.
And then finally, she got off into some topic today, and she's talking about Oprah and wigs and shit.
Wow.
And I literally said to her, I said, "Do you want this fucking website done or not?" And she's like, "Okay, well then, fuck you, bye."
Well, all right then. I was just surprised she didn't reach out to say, "Hey, I want to come on the show tonight to talk about the release of the CD this week."
I did tell her that she could. I mean, she's home if you want to call her.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll hit her on the text, see if she's around. But we'll talk to James Christian first, and then I'll see if she's available, since her CD officially dropped yesterday, I guess.
Oh, is it yesterday? I thought it was.
I guess
it was the third. Yeah,
the third. She said, which was weird for a Friday. It's usually on a Tuesday, right?
They just switched that like a couple of weeks ago to where now records are released on Fridays.
Really?
Yeah, all over now. They're not released on Tuesdays anymore.
Okay, it's not like it really matters. I mean, who's actually carrying CDs these days?
Yeah, they're released as soon as they go to the pressing plant and somebody steals them.
Exactly.
That's when they're released.
Sure.
Yeah. Although this one, I don't think this one crept out too much. Do you? I haven't seen it.
I did not see it either.
Yeah. So that's either a great statement that they're finding a way to secure it, or a terrible statement that nobody fucking cares.
Well, what do you think?
Leaning toward the latter.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I love Veronica, and I want it to do well because it's Veronica. But come on, nobody cares at all about CD. I don't even want to say just Veronica. I'm just saying in general, nobody gives a shit.
Right, I agree.
And Frontiers hasn't exactly jumped off the table to promote this thing.
That is true as well. Well, they did put a couple of nice audio kits together that they put out on YouTube and the Frontiers website and things. I mean, and she's gotten some coverage in the mainstream hard rock and metal sites such as Brave Words and Blabbermouth and things like that. But what else can you do?
She should be on a lot more. If I was managing her campaign, as it was, she would be doing a shit ton more interviews than she's doing.
Well, that part is true.
She would be on every show possible, and not just because she's friends with them. And in fairness, the publicist that does work Frontiers did reach out to me, and I basically told him, I said, I'll work that out myself.
Right.
I don't need to be on the schedule.
I don't need you to set me up.
I was like, I'm her web guy. I don't need to be set up for that 2:30 time that she'll miss.
Sure. Exactly.
No thanks.
And plus, she's been over in Europe.
Yeah, she has been over here, and she had surgery.
Yeah, and she's been chasing around. So for her to actually meet her press schedule, would have never happened.
Yeah, well, I have stories to tell you about her European trip that if she chooses to tell them, I'll let her tell them. But if not, I'll tell you off the air.
Oh, okay.
There's the shenanigans that I'll just put it this way. The shenanigans that I predicted were going to happen. Happened.
Of course. Of course.
And I won't say more than that, other than she read me some stuff today, and I was like, yeah, that's about how it always works.
Yeah. It's like she needs to wake up.
She just doesn't believe that could possibly be real.
Yeah, okay. All right.
No, everybody's doing it because they want to see me succeed.
Yeah, right, sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Has nothing to do with gigantic tits and a nice soft pussy.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing to do with that.
No.
Yeah. All right. All right. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's check out Mr. James Christian.
All right.
He's got a new CD, like I said, with the House of Lords called Indestructible.
Yes.
This makes about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is like what, the 10th CD from House of Lords under that name?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. Well, they've been around since the late 70s.
House of Lords?
No, I mean 80s. What am I saying?
I was going to say late 70s.
No, since the late 80s. Came out.
I don't remember House of Lords in the 80s. They were like the embers of Giuffria, right?
That is correct.
It was like Giuffria broke up, but they kept like all but like one guy or something.
Right.
And then they threw David Glenn Isley out of the band and replaced him with James Christian.
Sure.
Isn't the story that Gene Simmons hated David Glenn Isley?
Well, that I don't know, to be honest with you.
I think that might have been the case.
But they released their self-titled debut. I think it was like 87 or 88.
Okay.
And then Sahara came out, and that had the cover, that Blind Faith cover.
Sure.
So that kind of put them on the MTV.
Okay.
And then James Christian went on to do that thing with the gal from Vixen and Tracy Guns and Michael Schenker.
Oh,
that Contraband.
Contraband.
Yeah, Contraband.
Right.
Went on to do that, and then that's when the 90s hit, and then it was pretty much all over.
Yeah, then they retired.
Everybody kind of went their separate ways.
They sure did.
Yeah. But anyway, James Christian is back, so we're going to talk to him and see what's going on with him and blah, blah, blah.
All right.
So here's James Christian with the House of Lords, and what's a track here?
Title track, Indestructible.
Okay. Is that part of this interview?
Yeah, it's locked in there.
Okay, all right, good enough. All right, well, here it is, brand new House of Lords exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.